Ladies, if there's one advice that will fix most of your relationships, it's always the one that I always give and the one that everyone seems to be hesitant to apply. And that's, if you leave them, a lot of the times they will come back. You see, most people overestimate the people that we fall in love with, their self-esteem. A lot of the times people think that people that we fall in love with are so confident in themselves that they're willing to lose you. Particularly relates to people who are not behaving the way they should be around you, who are not respecting you, who are testing you. And they test you because you've shown them, perhaps through your nonverbal cues, that you're not willing to lose them. That you are their dream come true, that they are your dream come true. And people get cocky. And sometimes you need to put people in their place so that they could treat you how you deserve to be treated. And primarily, a lot of us think that if we stop paying attention to our partners, if we're not consistently validating them, if we're not always around them, telling them how amazing they are, that they're going to get bored. So it's not just about letting people go when they misbehave, but it's also about leaving them alone in general, having your own life, and letting them feel that you have a life, that you value other things, that they're not the center of your universe. A lot of people feel insecure a lot of people are afraid to show that because they're afraid that the person will walk away. Leaving people alone, I mean, if you have kids, a lot of parents will tell you that. A lot of the times, some kids need their space from their parents. They need maybe a year or two where they don't talk to you that much, and it hurts. And they feel like, oh, I have to do something. I have to do something to get their attention, when in reality, it's like, no, sometimes people need time away from you to realize how important you are to them. You know, and it's kind of like when you eat the same thing every day, when you listen to the same song every day, that doesn't mean that song is low quality, but over time, you get bored of that and you want something different. And you want to avoid that overexposure because it ruins what you could have had because you just don't give people space, you know? Most people are bluffing. Most people are deep down feel alone. Most people deep down feel lonely. Most people deep down feel insecure. Most people deep down feel envy. Most people deep down feel the same insecure emotions that you feel on a daily basis. Forget, I'm actually at a silent retreat, people. After today, I'm not gonna make videos. I'm making videos for the next few days, but I'm doing a silent retreat in preparation for my upcoming course, Emotional Mastery, ladies and gentlemen. You can purchase it, pre-order it right now before the prices go up, because they are going up. And don't forget, we're having a seminar in London. It's about non-verbal communication. All right, it's gonna be at the end of the summer. And if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org so you guys can ask me about whatever issue you guys are going through. Look, unfortunately, the only way for most people think bad things will never happen to them, right? Most people think that when we see someone going through an accident, or when we see someone paralyzed, or when we see somebody go through some crazy stuff, we have this weird illusion that it'll never happen to us. Just like we have this weird illusion that we will never get old, especially when you're young. Our partners also believe you'll never leave them. Our partners also believe that you'll never cheat on them. Just like we always think that we'll never be cheated on when we first got into relationships. We'll never get broken up. This relationship will always be there forever until reality hits. And so you have to understand that most people have that belief. Most people are never expecting you to leave them. Especially if you put up the front and you validate them on a daily basis, and especially if you make them feel like you will never leave them. And at the end of the day, it pretty much comes down to controlling the urge to always want to control everything, and learning to let go and be okay with the person never coming back, or be okay with the person not liking you. And if you learn to be comfortable with that, even when you like the person, you can learn that through learning how to meditate. It'll give you power over your emotions, And you'll notice that the situation sometimes ends up turning in your favor. But when you try to control the outcome of a situation, a lot of the times you end up self-sabotaging, and the opposite tends to happen. And people feel that when you could try to control it, it just comes across as overbearing, needy, desperate, and you lose all the allure and attractiveness that you had initially because you're just too much for them. And a lot of times we're not aware of that because we're so self-absorbed in our emotions and our insecurity that we're not even paying attention how we're pushing them away. Their facial expressions, we're not even aware of those facial expressions, the grunts, the subtle looks, the need for space, because we're just so self-obsessed with our emotions. And that usually comes down to just bringing self-awareness to that needy desperateness, or purchasing my course, Emotional Mastery, which I would teach you how to do that. And that overbearing nature is one of the reasons why we just self-sabotage a lot of relationships. We just don't give people space to breathe. Just like fire needs space to be created, and love needs space to be cultivated. They'll start acting super confident, super cocky, and the way that they feel they're taking you for granted is that they start pulling away, they start not being romantic, they stop dressing nice, let themselves go, because they feel like they've already won. And so in that lies a certain truth, in that it is human nature to take each other for granted. It is human nature to take the earth for granted. It is human nature to take our parents for granted, to the point that we don't even say what we feel about them because we think they're always going to be there. And unfortunately, life has a way of reminding us of our common mortality, of our impermanence in this world. But a lot of us, when we love people, we are afraid to show them that impermanence. We are afraid to show them that if you fuck up, I could leave you. Or better yet, we are afraid of leaving them. So there's nothing that they could do that will cause us to leave. And so that perception, that feeling of I don't want to lose this person, or I don't want to make them feel like they could lose me one day, it causes people to have the wrong impression of you. It comes across as weak. A lot of people are in fragile situation, which is deep down that if you leave this person, they won't come back to you. But you're so used to being in such a bad situation, you're so used to not being loved completely, that you'd rather take the breadcrumbs, because the opposite, which is not being loved, hurts more. Being loved halfway is toxic to your spirit. You either are not loved by somebody, or you're loved completely. You should never accept the middle, because the middle is toxic. This is not the middle path that the Buddha is talking about, people. All right? It's like being with friends that they're not your friends. Like, for example, if you're a rich person and people are only with you because of the money. So you keep giving them money, and when you don't have enough money, you start to panic because deep down they're not really your friends. So it's just a lot of people are avoiding reality, because reality does hurt. And whenever you face reality, you're forced to grow, and growing hurts. People want to avoid that because it just hurts people. But that's the only way that life allows you to grow, and that's through pain. These situations, you got to reframe it in your mind. Don't think losing somebody as a painful experience. Think losing somebody as something new is going to come out of it. Because you're hurt, now you're going to have to adapt and develop new habits. And when you develop new habits through mindfulness and awareness, you always come out winning. Every girl that dumped me, I always learned from it. Either I got more into meditation, or I learned some principle that I taught and made money from it. It was all because of my attitude. Don't have a fearful attitude towards facing reality. If you leave the person and they never come back, accept it with an aggressive attitude towards attacking your weaknesses and not letting this keep you down, and saying to yourself, I'm gonna overcome it. I'm gonna get in shape. I'm gonna go to therapy. I'm gonna deal with my emotions more. Oh, this person left me because I was too needy, too desperate, too psychotic, too crazy. Then I'm gonna work on myself. Those things lead to positive results. But if you deep down, you don't want to grow, what happens is that you don't want to lose them. What happens is that you want to cling on to that person as long as possible. And that's because you just don't want to grow. And losing them requires you to grow as a person and mature. And that's the reality that me as a person, all of those heartbreaks that I've had, you know, I didn't want it to happen, but I faced them with a positive attitude, saying I'm gonna grow from this. This girl dumped me. It sucks. She didn't like me, but at least I left. Even though she was treating me with half love, well, you know what? I'm not gonna accept that, and I left, and it hurts. But you feel pride because at least you stood up to them. At least you did the right thing by leaving somebody who's only giving you breadcrumbs. When you let somebody breadcrumb you, it hurts your self-esteem. It leaves your self-esteem like a bunch of breadcrumbs. It's pretty much saying that's what I deserve. And the way you know that's because you feel shame deep down. All right. Anyways, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't purchased any of my courses, we have a special bundle deal for everyone. So that you can purchase all of my courses, meaning you could purchase the Psychological Game of Attraction, Natural Chemistry, and Nice Girl, along with all of the bonuses. Originally, if you purchase everything without the bundle, it'll be around $500, to be honest with you. But right now, if you guys purchase it with the bundle, you guys will be able to get all of these courses: Psychological Game of Attraction, which is for women who are single; Natural Chemistry, which is for women who are in a relationship; Nice Girl, which is a course on assertiveness, along with all of the bonuses: Social Mastery, Practical Mastery in terms of how to master anything, Social Mastery in terms of how to master your social skills, and The Laws of Human Nature, wherein it's part of the Robert Greene book club I used to have. All of these, naturally, like I said, it's $500. Now you get it at $394, which is essentially 20% off everything. But if you guys want to purchase a more affordable bundle, you guys can purchase the bundle without the bonuses, and that will be at $224 rather than the $300. Well, rather than the $293 that you guys would naturally purchase it. So you could purchase it with the bundle or without the bundle. You could purchase it with the bonuses or without the bonuses. It's all of the work that I put in the last 4 years, in the last 5 years, actually, all of the research that I've done. And this course, rather than watching all of my videos, and because they could be random and you could sort of like lose the big picture because there's just so many videos, you guys get all of the content condensed in a course. Trust me, people, if you guys purchase this, you won't regret it. If you haven't purchased it, hopefully this will push you towards it, because it's something that I believe in, and everyone who's purchased my course have been satisfied with it. And if they didn't like it, I always give their money back. I have never rejected a refund. All right. So purchase it right now. Click on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle, and I'll see you guys inside. Unconditional love to people who are not your family members is not something you should do. Everyone that you love, that's not your family, even your family, there should be some conditions. And that condition is respect. Because you are you are somebody who's valuable. And you shouldn't stay with somebody who makes you feel insecure when you're around them. And so when I talk to clients and they're in that situation, a lot of the times the solution is just to leave. And if they love you, they'll come back. And if they don't love you, they won't come back. Or they'll come back and then do the same shit that got you to leave. And so a lot of people don't want to do that because they're afraid that if they actually do what I say, this person may never go back to them. This person might actually leave and never come back. And so because of that, they never really get appreciated, because the only way for someone to really appreciate you is to realize deep down that one day they could lose you. It's only the proximity of the end, only the proximity of death that makes you appreciate someone. And this death is a metaphorical death, and that's the death of the relationship. Your permanent absence from this person. You have to make them realize that that's possible. And if you're always trying to hide that reality by always constantly reaffirming them, never making them feel a little insecure about that reality. Because when I say make them feel insecure, I mean make them feel that that you will leave one day. Because, for example, a lot of people don't want to think about death because thinking about death makes us feel insecure. But that is the reality. And when you think about it, you might feel insecure, but that insecurity causes you to appreciate what you already have. And so that insecurity that you instill through letting them know the reality of the situation makes them see you in a new light. It makes them see you with more appreciation. People will treat you with more romanticism. They'll go more out of their way to make you happy because they know you will leave them one day. You know, and so it's kind of like you gotta help people appreciate you. But if you're always trying to remove all of those insecurities of saying, baby, I'll never leave you, you're not doing you or him a favor. You or her a favor. You have to let them know, yeah, baby, I could leave you one day if you do this, if you do that. Yeah, 100%. If you disrespect me, I could leave you. You have to do that, people. It's not manipulation. It's not playing games. It's not being a dick. It's just you respecting yourself and you helping them take care of what they already have. Reminding them that what they have is valuable. Reminding them that what they have to take care of it and cultivate it. That you shouldn't just treat me like someone, like your pet. Even your pet, when you realize that your pet one day may die, you hug your pet more, you know? So yeah, if you leave them, a lot of the time they will come back with more appreciation. Do not be afraid to leave people, because a lot of times we're afraid to leave people because we think, one, they won't come back, and two, we'll never find someone who loves us the same way that this person loves us. We'll never find that someone who we feel the same chemistry with. And you have to realize that you are a human animal. You are wired to connect with people. You are wired to be loved and to love. So even though, yeah, you feel that chemistry with this person, it feels like you'll never feel it again, or the sex is incredible, you have to realize that you will feel that again, because that's just an illusion that your brain creates to promote monogamy. But the truth is that every time that happens, you're proven wrong, because now you're in love with somebody else, you know? So don't be afraid. You will find somebody else who you will like if you leave this person and you apply the strategies that I teach on this channel. It's just that it will hurt a little bit, but that pain will help you grow. That pain will build character. That pain will give you wisdom and new insights, so that the next time you meet someone, it's better and easier. You know, don't be some of those people that watch my channel and never do what the videos say. The only way for you to learn is to learn the hard way. You can never learn by just watching my channel. The only way you learn is that you deal with the situation and then you remember what I said in my videos. And from there on, then you can say, oh, that's what he meant. Or better yet, look at the people who you don't like. Notice how the people who you don't like always seem to come back to you. And use that. And don't just think, oh, it's because they're not attractive. No. It's just that they're reacting to your mentality. People react to your mentality a lot more than they react to your looks. Yeah, people react to your looks initially, but what keeps them there is your state of mind, people. And you can develop a better state of mind by just developing a meditation practice. If you develop a meditation practice, you'll notice that people just become more friendly towards you. People are more influenced by you, and people just want to be more around you, and you're going to be just a better partner to be with. All right? Anyways, if you guys want to work with me one-on-one, go to mindfulattraction.org, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay?